I'm Sam Wexell. I'm a senior. I play goalie, and this is take one.
Originally from Irwin, Pennsylvania, a suburb right outside of Pittsburgh, Sam Wexell began playing the sport of soccer at age 8. It isn't her first love in athletics, though. While growing up, she played others such as basketball and softball, but her love of the pitch rang true. With just herself and her parents at home, she contributes to her growth on the soccer field to the Riverhounds, a travel soccer organization centric to the Pittsburgh area.
I played for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds club team, and I think that organization was so important to shaping me into not only the soccer player, but they also taught professionalism and accountability and stuff like that.
However, Wexell mentions that you're not from Pittsburgh if you don't love sports. Her parents, Jim and Lydia, are avid fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers, with Jim being a beat writer for the team.
Just growing up always talking about the Steelers, of course, and I think that made me just put sports as a priority in my life.
During her high school career, Wexell had 53 shutout games for Norman High School and eventually led her team to the state championship game, bringing home the crown.
Sam, and she's heard all this before. She had 53 shutouts in high school. Marquise Pouncey heard about it, and he gave her a game day shirt because he's number 53, and they took a picture together. So she's dealt with this kind of stuff for years, and she really doesn't. She resists any help on that front in that regard.
Not letting moments such as those get to her head kept her grounded going into her collegiate career at Ohio, where she started from the bottom and worked her way up. From being a leader on the bench to the starting goalkeeper, Wexell has experienced every curve thrown at her, such as injuries. During the start of her sophomore season, one of the very first practices, she suffered a concussion that removed her for the remainder of the year. Then began the coronavirus pandemic, where fall sports of the Mid-American Conference played in the spring, with only conference games scheduled to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Yet, through it all, she persisted.
Being the team leader at this point, when the other girls were gone, and now this year she realized that she was the leader, and I think even though I don't think formally was called a captain or anything, but she was in the SAG group, and she's always been very giving.
Giving is the word to describe Wexell off the field. Throughout her soccer career, Sam has been one to give back to those below her or to the less fortunate.
I remember when she was in first grade, she went back to kindergarten and read to the kids. And then the kids that were a little slower, she was their mentor. So she would help them out at lunchtime or make sure their homework was done.
Her kindness never left, as she became active in the Special Olympics and community service. She helped organize a fundraising campaign for the Pittsburgh Polar Plunge, raising over $4,000 in her effort. As a result, she became part of the local committee for Special Olympics. Then, Wexell moved up into the state committee. Eventually, she found herself on the national committee board for the program.
Like I said, it brought her joy to see the joy on other people's face and to realize that such small little things are such big things.
Little things added up into big things for Wexell, as she totaled 57 saves for the 2021 season with only 17 goals allowed over the course of 19 games. As for Postgrad Plans, Wexell would like to pursue a career in human resources, but first wants to focus her energy on her final year of eligibility.
Sports psychology is a really, really interesting field, so I wouldn't be surprised if I came back to it, but not too sure of my plan right now. I just know I don't want to leave Athens earlier than I have to.
Reporting for Ohio Athletics from Athens, Ohio, I'm Claire Geary.